What's going on, everybody? All right, so let's talk about the big elephant in the room for 2K getting back into the NFL game. I'm going to highlight it for you. Non-simulation. We have some people that are completely ignoring the fact that this game is expected to be non-simulation, and then we have some people that are acknowledging it but kind of differing opinions on what that may mean. I don't know if I can get this off the screen. All right, so anyway, let's see. It says everyone's getting too excited. All right, so this is from Good Game Bro. He says, my assumption as to what will happen next, 2K creates multiple non-simulation experiences to prove the demand for their presence in the market is needed. When the next negotiation hits for the NFL license, they'll push for a license non-exclusive. Now, I do think they will push for a non-exclusive deal. I think we'll still have Madden, even if at some point 2K does make simulation football games. Maybe they are trying to prove, demand is wanted or needed. But the biggest thing for me, I think the NFL is just they're wanting to catch a younger audience, I believe. They're trying to, I think they're just trying to expand, their imprint, I guess you would say. Let's see, who is this? Here it is down here. The senior VP of consumer products for the NFL says, expanding the NFL's presence in the world of gaming has become a focus for the league as we look to grow the next generation of our fan base, and reviving our partnership with 2K was a natural step in that effort. So they're saying expanding the NFL's presence in the world of gaming is a focus. This is yet, I guess, more evidence that the next deal will be non-exclusive. It makes sense, especially we're coming into a system. Well, we're coming into a generation of consoles that may actually kill the whole, what is it called? The gaming. What is it called? Gaming. I don't know. Anyway, we're coming into a generation of consoles to where, we might stick around with these consoles for a long time. The life cycle of consoles as we know it might be done away with, because I read something yesterday where they're looking to upgrade your console every so often, maybe every 8 months to a year. You would be responsible for, upgrading your console. And it wouldn't be to where you just have to upgrade it, but it will be an upgrade that will be necessary. And then after so many upgrade cycles, you would clearly have to upgrade, just kind of like a PC. Your games will have minimum requirements, and after so long, you're going to have to get some kind of upgrade. But anyway, that's a video maybe for another time. I don't really get into that stuff on this channel, but they want to expand their presence in the gaming world. Gaming is a big thing, especially for companies that are looking to market items to new generations of consumers. So I don't know if you guys really understand what I'm saying. I know a lot of you will, because I have I guess my demographic, the people who watch my channel, are very likely to understand this, but younger viewers may not understand that a lot of companies want their products in games, shown in game, so that they make impressions on future consumers. And that's why 2K is able to market different stuff like the clothing items. They're marketing the children via the swag shop, or even the shoes, stuff like that. The companies are like, hey, put our products in your game, we'll do a deal with you, put our products in your game, get them in front of the new generation of consumers, as well as people who already have buying power. But the NFL is looking to expand their imprint, especially when you have something like the XFL that is coming about. So the NFL wants to expand because now you're going to have a younger generation that might come up and prefer the XFL, or might look at the XFL like, oh, you know what? In my opinion, XFL is actually better than the NFL for these reasons, or the players are not better, but the product is better because of these reasons. I like the XFL, So the NFL is like, okay, well, time to go back out there and expand the product. Anyway, so I think what they're gonna do, let me go back. Somebody said that there's different things mentioned in the article. Okay, he says people are glossing over non-simulation. It doesn't mean there aren't cool things coming about, but it won't be a deep franchise mode center game like 2K5 was. And then the article I was just looking at mentions fun, approachable, social. Social to me means online stuff. In the gaming world, to me, also social means online. So I really do believe 2K is going to focus online. But if their servers or approach is anything like NBA 2K, I think the 2K servers have gotten a tad bit better over the years. But man, a lot of times they do suck. So if it's going to be anything like those NBA 2K servers and disconnections and then counting your wins as losses and stuff like that, I believe, especially if this game is going to be mostly focused on online play, I believe this, whatever they come out with, will be trash. It won't matter if it's fun, it won't matter if it's sim, because, well, it's not going to be sim. So I just don't know how you can have a fun game and a social, approachable game if the online portion is not going to work, especially if you're going to focus on online. But getting back to non-simulation, so most people are looking at it like the simulation portion is going to be more like a arcadey style game. But there's also another perspective. There was a guy, it definitely won't be like NFL Blitz in terms of like the big hits, or maybe you get big, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think the big hits type of gameplay is coming back unless they can find a way to make it not look like so crushing. I don't know. All right. This guy here is saying it's more than likely all pro football, which I disagree. I don't think it's going to be all pro football at all. It could be something similar in terms of creating fictional teams, something like that, putting them together. But it's definitely going to have the NFL branding on it, because there's no way the NFL is saying they're looking to expand their brand as far as games go, and then allow 2K to put out an all-pro football game. If that was the case, then why even do business with them? Just let them put out XFL or whatever product they want. They don't need NFL to put out all-pro football. They can go out and sign individual legends to, separate contracts individually. But this guy was saying something about he thinks it'll be similar to all-pro football. That would be considered non-simulation football because it didn't have the NFL teams and franchise, but contain real NFL Players Association. In the end, it will have simulation gameplay foundation. People are reading it wrong. Then this guy says they don't need NFL to make all pro game, which I agree, they don't need NFL. I kind of agree with both parties here, but I don't think they need the NFL or the NFLPA Players Association to sign players to individual contracts to be in their game, which I believe is what they did with All Pro Football. They just signed legends to individual contracts. But somebody correct me if I'm wrong. This guy says false. They needed the NFL Players Association, which is the NFL. Not exactly. That's not exactly how it works. But what else does it say? The game had former NFL players. They weren't allowed to deliver a full-fledged experience. which is why All Pro Football was non-simulation but executed simulation gameplay. Say, well, 2K talking about an NFL street game type of game anyway, and he says that's how you're perceiving it. Maybe they'll have some aspects of All Pro Football, but they wouldn't need the NFL to do that, and the NFL wouldn't bring them on to make that type of game anyway. Where they only, it could have some of the stuff that was in All Pro Football, but I just don't think the game is going to be mostly like an All Pro Football. It's got to be fun. It's got to be fast paced. It's got to be something that players can get in and out of. Like you definitely not going to be. It's not going to be any of this got next type of stuff, because they want to get players. They're probably going to want to get players in and out of games, have players having fun, but also saying, okay, this is real football principles here. I think it's probably going to be heavily animation based like NBA, to where it looks realistic on screen. Like, if they can fix the speed issues, it looks realistic on screen. The animations they go through look realistic, but I don't know, man. I don't know where I stand with this. We'll see. If it was just going to be a simulation football game, then I would be more optimistic, but I don't know, man. Especially, like, I'm a big NBA fan. I like NBA games, but I do not like the neighborhood. To be honest, like, even Pro-Am, like, I wanted the old crew type of Pro-Am where you have players that you can bring off the bench and stuff like that. You have a fully fledged team. I don't like this. You play 5 players the whole game, Pro-Am scene type thing. I don't know. So I don't know how to feel about this game. We'll see. Well, we won't see for a while, but I just wanted to go over, the non-simulation, that wordage, non-simulation. But anyway, I gotta go, guys. I'm out.